but love will make you do crazy things.
All right, guys, listen. So I wanted to give you my thoughts in regards to this situation. I think it's very important to be able to talk about for a variety of reasons.
Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
You can't do that in this world, man. You can't do that in this world, man. Arsenio, they got rules. They got rules. Like, he has a rule. The bass player, he got a rule. He got to wax his head every morning. That's a rule. He follows the rules, man. He follows the rules. Oh, these are jokes. Come on.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
How black men treat other black men that don't agree with their positions is something that needs to be addressed, and I'm happy to address it on this platform. Too many men in the black community that just ride off of emotions. They ride to react. They don't sit back and strategically respond to situations and know how to deal with it from a masculine perspective, from a leader perspective. But when Will walked up on that stage and slapped hot spit and fire out of Chris Rock, he really wasn't slapping Chris Rock. He was slapping all of the naysayers. He was slapping all of the people that made fun of him. He was slapping all of the YouTubers and the people with just different perspectives that don't agree with his decisions and life choices, but he chose to take it out on someone that is physically less capable than him, and he chose to do it on a public stage and a platform which actually has nothing to do with protection. You enabled your family to receive more insults, more ridicule, because you chose to make an utter fool of yourself. Listen, at the end of the day, Will, you married a predator, and you should be mad at no one except for you. This is the same young lady that admitted to having a relationship with her son's friend while he was going through a mental health crisis. If anything, Will, you should have slapped yourself, not only for getting up on that stage, but because you were one of the first people to laugh at that joke. And while we're on the joke, let's talk about it. He's a comedian. Comedians are supposed to make jokes. That's what they get paid to do. I was just having a conversation with a young woman this morning, and she's on that whole energy of the black woman is the least protected or the most disrespected. Chris Rock jokes on everybody. What are you talking about? He jokes on everybody. But this is the victim society. This is the I'm above jokes, I'm above critique, I'm above feedback and criticism, entitlement, foo-foo, moisture society that is now created today. She has alopecia. She doesn't have a life-threatening disease in her illness. He might not even known that she had an autoimmune disease. But even if he did, so what? For example, let's say I was in the goddamn audience and Chris Rock made a testicular cancer joke. If it was funny, I would have laughed, all right? I would have laughed straight up. And if it wasn't funny, I would have told him to step his joke game up because I wanted to laugh. Because at the end of the day, I know I'm not above critique and or criticism as well, irrespective of things that I can't change. But oh wait, what I have is actually life-threatening disease. But instead, you became a toy soldier for your wife and then got up later and was talking about protection.
But love will make you do crazy things.
That's not protecting. That's fool-like behavior. And what I fear is the young boys that are at home in a single-parent household that are looking at the way that you demonstrated yourself and are saying, that's the things that I have to do in order to protect my woman. Well, here's what I hope that they understand, that what you did was not brave. What you did was not protecting. What you did was embarrassing. What you did was the exact opposite of being brave. It was being a coward. It takes a man to understand how to not let his emotions ride over the logic in a situation. If it really bothered you, you remain stoic. Maybe you go up later and during your acceptance speech, you highlight your wife's alopecia to make the audience look at that joke a little bit differently. But if you still had an issue, then you have a private conversation with this peer of yours, with this black male peer. But see, it takes a masculine man to understand the context of a situation and to respond accordingly. What you did and what the world saw was some frail bitch shit. And I refuse to let frail shit like that go unmentioned or unspoken about, because at the end of the day, the black male image is on the line. And you may not care about it because you've already ascended, but I still do. I refuse to let it be tarnished, not on my watch. Men that are looking at this, understand this. Who you choose to be by your side, if you decide, will be one of the most important decisions that you will ever make in your life. It'll either bring you peace and happiness or disdain and anger. Now, the disdain and the anger is not a way that you want to live your life, which is why the modern women of today needs to understand the power of their tongue, the power of their influence in support of their man. You shouldn't have slapped Chris. You should have slapped yourself. But shout out for Chris Rock for the way that he acted in that particular situation. I mean, outside of him sticking his face out there to get mollywopped with the open hand of a much larger Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? At least put your hands up, at least anticipate the danger before it happens, my G. We gotta get you some self-defense classes underneath your belt. And I know there's some people out there that think that it's not real, and whether it's real or not real, I don't think that it matters. I think that we can still glean some solutions based off of the behavior and the attitudes that was demonstrated by the parties that were involved within the incident. With that being said, pre-entanglement Will Smith was a triple threat through and through. Every sense and meaning of the word threat, he was, from a positive male image and role model perspective, especially for the black community. But today, it seems as though Will is taking out his choice in his significant other out on other people. This is what happens when you choose incorrectly. This is what happens when you bottle up your emotions. This is what happens when you're not the true leader of your family. And for all of those that don't think Will Smith was wrong for what he did in the Academy Awards, you are absolutely fundamentally insane and unaccountable. But see, for the unaccountability thing, it's way worse if you're a guy. Every decision that he makes, there needs to be an example for him, his family, his community, and especially a man that is an influencer on the mainstream stage. To have acted how you did is absolutely deplorable. And for all of those that are like side blaming Jada, you can't do that either. Because again, Will made his own decisions. He laughed at Chris's joke. He looked at Jada. Jada gave him the Jada look. And Will went up there and made a complete fool and ass of himself. The logic there, if you're somehow blaming Jada, because Will can make his own decisions for himself, the logic there, that's like saying I'm at the workplace and I have a coworker who's been nagging me or bothering me for years. So I go home, I drink, I then go out on the road and then cause an accident. Is it the coworker's fault because I allowed myself to be in a situation with the coworker which allowed me to go drink? or just not even drink, but just drive and go get into an accident because of my emotions while on the road? No, coworker got nothing to do with that. As a man, you will be held for your actions and nobody else's. Last but not least, let me address this as well. If it was any other comedian that wasn't a black man, let's take Ricky Gervais for example, who, what he says during these speeches, during these comedy shows, for these award shows, is outrageous how deep that he goes in. Shit that he says is way worse than what Chris Rock said to Jada. No one bats an eye, no one takes it seriously. They just laugh and move about their day. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, again, leave your comments down below so we can get active on this situation. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.